Hello traders and welcome to the market opening preview on a Thursday, January 28th, 2016. Traders, great to be with you, coming to you live from Pattaya, Thailand. Bright and early in the morning, blue skies, white sandy beaches, and cold in Thailand. Yes, we've got a cold front for the last week and we can feel it. It is quite cold out there. Traders, remember this is brought to you through FXCL. FXCL, excellence in trading. Today's got 6 currency charts to look at, some news and commentary and all that good stuff. But before we do that, let me introduce myself for those of you who don't know me. My name is William Gilday and I'm your moderator for the market opening preview series every single trading day before the London Open. Traders, I will tell you that I do record this during the Asia session. So if you're looking at this video at the beginning of London, just go back about 10 candles and you should be, where I'm doing the presentation from when I took these shots, screenshots. So, I started trading in 2006, and in 2000 I retired from a wonderful 27-year career as a firefighter paramedic in the great state of Florida. Traders, 9 days later, came to Thailand for a 3-month holiday. Well, I have to tell you, traders, I'm in my 8th year in Asia and absolutely loving it. And it's great to trade the markets living in this time zone, up early in the morning, 5:30. Get some reading done, find out what's going on a little bit, and get started. Get some charts up there and start doing some analysis and see what's going on. If there's any Asian news that we need to be aware of, and we get started. I do use fundamentals a lot. In fact, I use fundamentals. I listen to them all day. I pay quite a bit of money for my news feed, and but it's very important. Remember, we're macro traders and we trade the world. We don't just trade the euro dollar, right? We trade the whole world. So data is very important. I don't trade the numbers. In other words, if an event comes out, I don't trade the numbers. I wait about 40 minutes, half hour later. Then if everything lines up, all the sidecars line up, I'll take the trade in the direction of the trend. And if everything's working out, I will jump in when I can. It's always going to pull back at some point, and I'll jump in and we'll just continue the ride. I am a technician, though. I love trading charts. I love looking at candlestick patterns, price action, price structure, support, resistance. I do use 2 indicators depending on what I'm trading. I use the Ichimoku clouds, and I also use harmonics. So I do use 2 indicators on my trading charts. However, if you ever saw my live charts, you'd be shocked. There's nothing on there. There's like a 200 exponential moving average, a 55 moving average, and a 10 moving average. And my charts are my actual trading charts are really naked. There's nothing on there. I do all my analysis on different charts, and then I trade all from the same platform, just different workspaces. It's pretty cool. A lot of fun. All right, that's just a little bit about myself. Let's get the legal stuff out of the way. Keep the lawyers happy. Forex trading has a large potential rewards, but also a large potential of risk. You must be aware of the risks and be willing to accept them in order to invest in the Forex market. Traders, most importantly, please do not trade with money you cannot afford to lose. Traders, always remember that a past performance of any trading system or methodology is not necessarily indicative of future results. All right, let's head on over to news and commentary. A little to talk about today. Well, the Fed had their big statement yesterday, and apparently the markets took the statement as neutral. They were not impressed at all. No direction as far as a March rate hike, and from what everybody in the media is saying, the gurus in the media, right? You know, the ones who run the world, basically are saying there's not going to be no rate hike. They've really given no direction on what they're going to do. They were pretty neutral on their statement. I didn't read their statement. I got this from my news feed. I read their preview of the New York session. However, the markets didn't like it. Stocks stumped yesterday, and apparently so did the indices. Take a look at this, traders. The Dow 30 negative 1.36%, the S&P 500 negative 1.09%, the Nasdaq negative 2.18%, the small cap 2000 negative 1.29%. I do not like to see that. I have to be honest with you, traders. I am in another instrument. Well, I trade options in New York, and that does not do good for my options trading. However, let's head out over to the Eurozone, where it looks pretty nice. The DAX closed up positive 0.59%. The FTSE 100 closed up 1.33%. The CAC 40 closed up 0.54%. The Eurostoxx 50 closed up 0.11%, barely. Let's head on over to Asia. Some of these countries are trading. A lot of them are not. Just because I'm doing this earlier in the day now, and that has to do with a couple of things. One, I'm an early riser, but two, my internet is so much better early in the morning before everybody wakes up. So it's real important that I get this information out to you, and I love doing these videos. And like yesterday, it took like an hour to upload my YouTube video. I was not happy. Okay, the Nikkei 225 closed negative zero. Is currently 0.75%. The S&P ASX out of Australia is just in the green at 0.03%. The China A50 is not open yet, and they closed negative 0.03%. And the Hang Seng is closed, and they closed positive 1.02%. And the Kospi is currently trading, and they are negative 1.02%. Let's head on over to our economic calendar. We don't have a lot. However, there was some New Zealand news today, and it wasn't good news. Imports was a bad number, 4.48. They were expecting 4.55. Not a good number at all. Interest rate, they maintained at 2.50%. They also had trade balance. And trade balance came in, that's medium impact, didn't come in too bad. It came in negative 3,550, and previous was 3,700 million. So that's what's going on there. That's what happened prior to. It was pretty funny. I was preparing for this, and as I'm sitting here, my news feed comes. The guy talks when news comes out, and I'm sitting here and I'm listening, that. Prime Minister Abe from the JPY, the yen, has basically stated that he is not against quantitative easing. As you know, tomorrow the BOJ has a major press conference tomorrow. So be careful if you are trading the yens. This can be pretty interesting. And the yen pairs, the dollar yen has moved over 20 pips in like 5 seconds just on that statement. So the yens are like walking on eggshells, folks. Walking on eggshells. All right, let's take a look at what we got the rest of the day. I'm not seeing a lot of stuff here, my friends. We do have some data in the London session. The Great British Pound has GDP quarter on quarter and also year on year. Those are both high impact news events, so that might get the pound going a little bit. The pound really dumped. Wait till you see that chart. Not to give away my show, but the pound did not do very well. The U.S. only has durable goods, which is medium impact month on month, not anything there. The big one is core durable goods orders, and that comes out at 30 hours in Bangkok, Thailand, and that's 8:30 in the morning on Wall Street. Yeah, not a lot. We also, we have pending home sales. Oh, that little bugger snuck in there. Yeah, pending home sales. That's going to be 10 a.m. on Wall Street, and that's going to be 2,200 hours in Bangkok, Thailand. For those who you want that information, so we have quite an active news day today. I wouldn't wipe out the news events for today. Going into Friday. Friday's a very light day. I did look at that and check the data for Friday. It's pretty light. The big thing tomorrow, I think, is going to be that BOJ meeting tomorrow, Bank of Japan, and that's late. That's not early. That's pretty late. I don't remember what time it was, but it was pretty late. But that's going to be the big one. It's Bank of Japan's press statement, news statement, whatever you want to call it. And that's what's going on. As far as commentary goes, the charts are pretty wild, folks. I got to tell you, trading the last 2 weeks is, with this oil, now oil's up $2, and I think it was 32 cents I read this morning. So, it's just, I think they're back up to $32 a barrel now. It's like, just so volatile. It's just up and down, and it's affecting the markets, right? It's affecting the stock markets, it's affecting indices, it's affecting everything, and it's pretty volatile out there. So you got to be pretty on it on your trades. So let's get started. Let's take a look at the euro dollar. I mean, this is just really ugly, folks. This is just ugly, ugly price action here. And, in my opinion is, you know what? Get a bearish candlestick and just sell it. You know what? Where's your stop got to be? I know I don't like to talk about stops, but where's your stop got to be? Yeah, right. Put your stop above R1 right here, right? And you want to come down to the 200, which is support. So we want to enter at 1.0898. We want to get out of this thing at 1.0859. And this is probably a 2-to-1 risk to reward ratio. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 candles to the upbeat, but they're weak and sloppy, right? So, but we're coming up to this resistance line here, and let's just get a bearish candle and just sell this. This is eventually going to come down. Yesterday's price action was all over the place. I couldn't believe the chart when I opened it. I don't think the market liked, well, this currency pair didn't like what the Fed had to say. So, I don't know, it's kind of strange, to be honest with you. Take a look at this pound dollar. You don't want to talk about a dump-ola. This is just a big dump right here. And, this was New York, folks. This was New York, right? Let's see if I'm right or not. Might have been the end of London, looks like. I mean, yeah. London lunch? Wow, this took a dump early, huh? Just came on down, but it's been sideways for a long time. So again, this needs a pullback to to its daily pivot point, and then we could take it down and we'll just sell it from there. I don't know if I'd want to sell it from here. It's not a bad sell. I mean, you're going to make some profit, but remember, you're getting out at this S1 pivot point at 1.4183, and we're at 1.4258. So it's not a bad trade. It just depends on where you can get in. But if this keeps giving you a rate, but these are really wimpy candles. I'd wait like 2 hours before London Open before I made any decision. This pound is like all over the place. One day it's 150 pips down, and the next day it's 150 pips up. So, be careful with that. And we do have data in the London session for the Great British Pound. Oh, here's the Aussie. No big deal with the Aussie. React a little bit to the Fed statement, and now we're sideways. We're just hanging out here. Nothing going on. The only thing here is I don't want to sell here. Folks, if you look at the Aussie and you go to a daily chart, you will see this is extremely bearish. However, I'm not selling into the 200 exponential moving average, right? I don't want to sell into that. So it's either got to pull all the way back up to the daily pivot point where you can get in at, or break the 200, close below it, and then I'll sell it down to the S2 reversal pivot point. So we want to get in at 0.6991. We'll get out at 0.6946. And that just seems like a best way to go on that route and just take it to the downside. So, yeah, it's going to be pretty interesting to see how this reacts today. We have, it's pretty data full day, and the Aussie reacts to all kinds of data that's coming out. I'm really, I think this could be that statement from Abby's assistant. What do they call him? Assistant. I think they call him Abby's assistant. It wasn't Kuroda who made that statement about he's not against quantitative easing. So we'll see. Interesting stuff. See how the markets handle it. Take a look at the Euro Aussie. It's one of my favorite pairs. Again, take a look at the daily chart. Take a look at the daily chart. You see how it's just bearish and it's just in this nasty range. And we get our moves here, right? Look at this big wick here, right? News candle, alert, right? What happens when they go sideways, right? So, again, just be aware of what's going on here. And, sell it now. I mean, we're at resistance. Sell it. 1.5562. If you can get it up there and then get a bearish candle, sell it. Sell it from here. Now, you do have the 200. You're going to get a bounce then. You're going to get a bounce at the daily. But the nice thing about the Euro Aussie is when it gets moving, it doesn't care about these levels. I mean, I hate to say it, but if this thing gets a move on and it wants to go short, it's going to go short. It doesn't make a difference. And normally I would never say sell here when you have a 200 exponential moving average here and a daily pivot point here. But I'm not going to wait all these pips before I'm going to get into a trade. I'd rather this go up to R1, right? And what is that, 56.10, right? And sell it from there, right? Instead, I'm waiting for 55.62. But I'd rather take it from R1 and then sell it and have some power to go through all these support and resistance areas. And then we're going to get out at our support, which is going to be our S1 pivot at 1.5355. Let's take a look at the Euro Yen. Folks, again, look at the daily chart. It's just bearish as heck. This is not a change of trend. It had a couple of up moves here. I'm still bearish. I'm not bullish on this. And I do think the yen is stronger than the euro. And however, on this one, I'm not going to trade into the daily pivot point. I would not tell you to take this trade. But this has to close and give us a retest, which now this comes resistance, and we'll get in it at 128.86, and we'll get out at 128.38. Also, it's the S1 pivot at the same area, and that's where I'll get out. Look at all this price action left of the chart. Look at the price action left of the chart at the daily pivot. Not very much, right? So it's a good place for resistance, and then we can take this to the downside. If it comes down, this might bounce and head back up again, right? So not a big reaction, though, to that statement made by Abby's advisor. I guess that's a better word. Take a look at the New Zealand dollar. Look at this, huh? They had bad day. They're having a bad day today. They are just. This is data. This is data, folks. This is FOMC. This is their data today. Just was bad, and they're just having a bad day. This just dumped and tanked. If you look at the daily chart, I mean, they're just very bearish in the New Zealand dollar, and I want to take advantage of that. So you know what? Come back up here to the daily pivot point at 0.6453, and I'll be more than happy to sell you, and I'll take you right down to right where you're at. You can see the support line I put on the chart at 0.6421, and that'll be a very nice trade. But you're going to have to watch this. You don't know what's going to happen with this New Zealand. We have no data now coming out until London session, and that's like 90 minutes into the London session, so that's not like something that's going to come out quick. So, I would just look at that stuff and just, make a trade plan and trade your plan, right? Don't use my trade plan, make your own trade plan. But these are some ideas for you. I mean, when I make a trade plan, I go a lot deeper into this, right? I check maybe 3 or 4 time frames. I got an Ikimoku cloud on. Well, this is Forex, so I've got harmonics indicators on my harmonics chart, and I'm trying to find a harmonic pattern and stuff like that. So I go a lot deeper into my trade plans, and I talk about it. It's only because of time. I would love to go into this deeper, but we only have so much time already. I'm 3 minutes off. Can you believe it? Unbelievable. On a Thursday. Traders, on behalf of myself, William Gilday, and our great friends at FXCL Excellence in Trading, I want to thank you for joining me on this Thursday, January 28th, 2016. Traders, please come visit our website at fxclearing.com for your trading solutions. Traders, have a great trading day. Always remember to trade smart and not hard, and grab those profits. Take care, traders. Have a great trading day. See you in about 24 hours. Take care now. Bye-bye.